All right. Wow, good afternoon. I am Christine Glein. I am the leader of the Soul Intelligence Movement, and I am here with my wonderful dear friend and partner, Jan Hoth.
Well, hi there, everyone.
And what are you known as?
The joy expert, the joy mentor, joy intelligence. Haha.
Well, the reason why we're together is we're coming to you live from Jackson Hole, Wyoming today, which is really exciting for me. My friend and partner here is leading an incredible experience here in Jackson Hole. Do you want to tell them what you're doing this week?
Yes.
And what you invited me to do?
Right. Yes. So I am very blessed to live here and reside here in Jackson Hole. Even though we have a tropical background, we wanted to acknowledge that. Yes, that is surfing in Costa Rica. But we are in a log cabin in the woods, and the bright light you see is all the snow glaring at us because we just had a big snowfall last night. And I'm very blessed to have a beautiful relationship with one of the owners of Jackson Hole Mountain Resorts, Connie Kemmerer. And she invited me years ago to assist her in birthing a vision of a mindful ski camp. And so this is actually the third year running in which we incorporate the conversation of mindfulness, which as I teach it and live it really is about present moment awareness. But we practice that in the arena of mind, body, soul, and nature in the gorgeous Teton Mountains, and through the medium of skiing and snowboarding. And I know Christine and her husband are avid skiers, and I got the nudge, with Soul Intelligence, I got the nudge to invite her to come join in the experience. And she's getting to bring some of her expertise to the conversation. That it's a gorgeous conglomerate of really possibility through mindfulness and really magic and the majesty of this mountain, which is, I know she's got some stories, but there's some really magical energy here that is undeniable.
So we got here on Monday, which was absolutely fun and magical, and had a tour of the area. And yesterday, we actually got to go and play and lead with play, which is what this lady is a specialist in.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to go play on the mountain. And we were blessed with a fresh snowfall. It snowed for a little over 24 hours, almost 36 hours, which was awesome. So we got to, totally experience it and get my legs back underneath me. Because those of you who know me, I usually reside in Tampa, Florida. So coming out to the mountains, I got to break these legs back into skiing. So the reason why I start out with the story about leading with play is play is actually one of the 15 commitments in conscious leadership. And it is something that is actually the first thing when I bring this up to anybody that's a leader, that they kind of shy away from it, right? They get this, I don't know about play. That doesn't sound very work-like. And it actually really helps open up your creativity, your receptivity, and
a whole host of other things.
That's true.
But that's not what this is totally about. But yes,
she is the play expert.
Opens up big, beautiful energy and possibilities.
Yeah. And so one of the things that, being here to co-host and help and support and send my energy through the Mindful Ski Camp is really getting people to remember that we are human beings and not human doings, right? And when I talk about the secret nobody's talking about when it comes to leadership, I'm really talking about leading, living, and loving your life from that place of soul intelligence. And once you're able to be tapped in, then you're able to open yourself up to other possibilities, like living a life through joy. And so Jan and I have just spent the morning together in the most amazing setting here at natural hot springs. So yes, I actually donned a bathing suit twice in the snow, once in her hot tub and once in these hot springs. So yeah, all my mitochondria are firing like crazy. Biohacking in the cold, it really does work.
In the name of play.
In the name of play. True. In the name of play. But when we talk about what's the real secret about leadership, a lot of people think that it has to do with we're told to credential up, get a degree, work more hours, do. And that is just a very masculine container. And when you allow yourself to play and you allow yourself to open up to possibility and to just feel into that open spaciousness, and you're tapped in to your soul intelligence, you're aligned with your mission, your vision, your values, and your purpose, then it falls into place, right? And that's really the secret to leadership. It requires us to be tapped into our soul intelligence. And I talk about IQ, right? The intelligence. We talk about the emotional component, right? And feeling into things. Then I talk about really soul intelligence. And when people ask me, well, what is soul intelligence? Jen and I had this gorgeous conversation this morning where it's like, okay, I think, I feel. Soul intelligence is really about knowing that life is happening for you and not to you. And then the next level is
joy intelligence, and it's about I am.
living from that I am place, that being place. So soul intelligence to me is really the missing piece in game-changing leadership. It is your untapped superpower. And when you are in full alignment with your soul's mission, vision, values, and purpose, that is core and essential to your next level success, right? And when those things are in place, then you open yourself up to those higher states. And I do talk about, energy and levels and emotions vibrating at different levels. And joy is even higher than peace. Which peace is good too. Like, I'll take peace, right? We've got a lot of craziness going on in the world. But really taking that first step of recognizing that this is Life University, right? Life is happening for us, not to us. And it takes us being in that present moment to really experience that. And I think that's what we're really going to start to share with people this week.
Absolutely. Because it's in that space of awareness and present moment awareness where we can start to discern, well, what's going on. And like part of the fundamentals of mindfulness is about non-judgment, non-striving, and just having general awareness. And it's the starting place of what gets to be more, what gets to be understood, and where you get to start to create, well, where do we want to go from here? So, using Christine's work, like tapping into soul intelligence, you have to be in a certain state of availability, right?
Yeah,
Before
absolutely.
you can be aware to have the thoughts drop in, the ideas drop in of creativity and connectivity. Well, it's in that mindful place of present moment awareness that we can go, wow, I didn't like that, or wow, I did like that. And we can begin to discern, where do we want to go from here? And that's where the soul intelligence is fantastic, because it helps you tune in even more and like fine tune that. But then what happens is it's like stepping into an elevator, because when you tap into the soul intelligence and you let yourself be aware, ooh, this can feel better. There can be a joyful experience inside of here. Ooh, and as I teach it and live it, as you've experienced it, play for me is joy in motion. That's the space where you start to tap into these levels of consciousness that Christine was talking about, where you are more attractive to ideal people, opportunities, resources, and you also repel. That's one of the yummy things, things that are not ideal, that are not desirable, that are not aligned with where you're headed. So that's where we love to jive together. And what we will get to do this week with the ski and snowboard participants is just playing in the one focal point of mindfulness. But we're also going to be behind the scenes opening up these greater awarenesses of soul, these greater awarenesses of joy, and how that really activates a greater possibility for your everyday life, for what you're doing professionally. And of course, we care about the collective consciousness, because right, when we're doing well and other people around the world are doing well, then we all get to have a better life.
Yeah. And so for me, everything really starts with that gateway, right? The gateway of being present, of being mindful, of staying in the moment. And those things allow you to really soak up whatever experience you're going through. And those are the things that nourish your soul, right? And there are things that we can release. And one of the ways we release things is by being in motion, right? Getting rid of some of that energy. So that's another benefit of doing the skiing. And it's really neat because as that's, your mind is really sort of that gateway. We talk about how you magnetize things through yourself, through emotion, what you want to bring in, what you want to feel and experience and embody it physically. You're then able to open yourself up and really start to recognize how everything is happening for you and that you're fully supported in all ways, even at those low moments. Then you can see how life happens through you. And then by extension, how we all affect one another and the collective consciousness. And it's actually one of the main reasons why I'm here with my partner here, Jan. We have made a commitment to each other to do more work together. And we're so excited. This is really our first in-person foray, but we also have another really fun opportunity at the end of April where we're going to be together in Sedona. So if an in-person experience is something you've been craving, we'd be happy to have a call with you to talk to you about that. A free call, just let you know what we're doing. And the other thing that I'm offering free this month, at the end of March, on March 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be doing a free mastermind on how to tap into your soul intelligence. And Jan is always gracious about being there and sharing her energy. And at that free mastermind, we'll talk to you about other ways that we're collaborating this year and the programs and opportunities that we're going to be bringing to you. So today just felt really wonderful and nourishing to be together and to share with you what we're up to and how Soul Joy is coming together in a big way this year. So I'd love to hear from you. Tell us what you're doing this week to stay in the present moment. Let us know if you're going to lead at least one day in play and what you'll be up to. Anything else you want to share?
I just feel called to add just a little bit of support around the notion of play, because a lot of people, it's a new thing. I know you spoke to it already. A lot of leaders are resistant to it, even though more and more research backs it up as a prime access point to creativity and possibility. So just a little quick training around play. As I define it as joy in motion, it's whatever brings you joy. It might be that you get to go out and ski. We sat in hot springs. It could be just sipping a gorgeous cup of coffee or sipping a wine in the evening. It doesn't have to be some big to-do, but the invitation is to do something just for the agenda, no other agenda, but just the agenda of joy, something that brings you pleasure. And that's where you will be accessing this element, this energy of play that boosts your consciousness. So that's your little mini training in play and appreciating, it could be silly. It could be a kitchen dance party. I'm notorious for those. But it could be, something a little more peaceful, relaxing, but it brings you joy. So I just wanted to leave you with that.
I love it.
I'm so happy to have my buddy here. And this has just been awesome.
Well, we wanted to keep this brief, but I wanted to make sure that I still tapped in and nourished our group. And like I said, look for a lot more to come from the Soul Joy sisters. All right, we'll see you soon. Have a great week. Tell us how you're going to play this week.
Bye for now, everybody.